Konnichiwa! This is Sarah Yagami with the episode from last night of American Horror Story Coven. It's titled Burn, Witch, Burn. It's the 5th episode of the 3rd season. So, I'm going to start with past and go into present. So, we're starting off in 1833. Madame LaLaurie. Ooh, why did I say it like that? Madame LaLaurie welcomes Governor Roman and his wife to an All Hallows Eve ball. It's in New Orleans. She introduces her daughter, Boquita. Don't that sound so... Boquita. I'm sorry. To their son, Jacques, and asks him to visit her chamber of horrors. She has him stick his hand in covered bowls. The first he guesses is peeled grapes, but it's actually eyeballs that she plucked from her slave. So she sat there and plucked slaves' eyeballs out. Likewise, for the bowl of what Jacques guesses are sausages, which is a bowl of intestines from her slaves as well. Boquita watches, crestfallen, as her potential suitor runs away from her mother in horror. LaLaurie tells her husband Louis to send Bastien and her 2 strong slaves. Her daughters are dragged out of their beds at night and taken to her torture chamber as their contemplation in killing LaLaurie is overheard. She tells them that if they're good, she might let them out in a year, and that she's gonna put. She told Boquita, I'm guessing she's the oldest, that she will put shit in her mouth. So not only is LaLaurie was mean, torturous to her slaves, she was also mean to her own freaking children. Not as bad to the slaves, because she's taking off slaves' eyeballs and stuff. But she was just as bad with her own freaking children. As one of them is being pushed into the cage, she tells LaLaurie tells the slave to break her legs if he had to, and he slams the freaking gate. Now these are like freaking metal, fucking I think iron gates, and he slammed it on her leg. I'm like, he broke the girl fucking leg. Oh my freak! And then she told the other one, "I'm gonna put shit in your mouth." This woman was just horrible, and these girls, they know they're never gonna. No man is ever gonna want them if their mama is freaking literally scaring them. But in their mom's point of view, she wants them to have a husband that is freaking sadistic as her ass. I don't think you're gonna find it. I'm not sure how many of the sadistic people you're gonna try to find up in New Orleans, Louisiana. But no wonder the girls want to be away from her. Look what you did to them. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And no man is gonna want to marry them unless he's sadistic and find that stuff entertaining. And you sitting there freaking throwing them in cages, putting shit in their mouth, breaking legs. Really, mom? Really? Like, really? And you wonder why they want to kill you? Just saying. Shoot, the slaves want to kill you. And your daughter's gonna want to kill you too. And then, like a previous episode, she said she's gonna plan on killing her husband in any freaking way. You wonder why people want to kill you, whether they're your daughters or they're your slaves. You wonder why they want to kill you, really? So, 2013, LaLaurie opens the door to the academy and sees her zombified daughters. From inside, they watch the zombies approach. Nan is sure they're dead. Zoe tells everyone to shut off the lights and close the drapes. I'm pretty sure there are no you in there, though. Luke thinks they're overreacting. He goes outside to tell them off to no avail. In her trance, Maria Laveau orders the zombies to start attacking. Luke is struck in the back with an axe while Zoe gathers everyone and tells them to head for the attic. Through Spalding doesn't want them in his room because he has a freaking dead body in there. It's kind of obvious. Nan goes outside to get Luke and drags him into the car. That's her baby boo. She gonna get him. So the zombies break into the car where Nan and Luke have taken refuge. Zoe gets their attention by banging pots and pans. LaLaurie gets Queenie settled back in bed and then goes upstairs for ice. She grabs a knife when she hears a noise in the kitchen. She sees her daughter, Boquita. LaLaurie opens the door to talk to her, telling her she wants to make amends. Boquita grabs her around the neck and lifts her off the ground. The zombies pound on the crypt door where Zoe is hiding as she runs deeper inside until she finds something. Queenie sends Spalding to find LaLaurie, but he meets a zombie with a candlestick in the hallway. Queenie tries using her powers on the zombie, but nothing works because they're already dead. They're not going to really feel anything. LaLaurie finally kills her with a fire poker. In the car, Luke worries he's bleeding out, and Nan tries to drag him to the house. But the zombies gain ground. Zoe appeals... really with these words. Zoe appears wielding a chainsaw and mows her way through them until it runs out of gas. One advances on her as she's on the ground and is about to get her when she raises her hand and casts a spell and the zombie drops. Back at the salon, Maria comes crashing to the ground saying they got serious power at the witch's house. So, the Supreme might be Zoe. At the bar, Fiona hears Cordelia scream from the attack and calls for an ambulance. In the hospital waiting room, Dr. Wilson tells Fiona that it was sulfuric acid and they couldn't save Cordelia's eyesight. Her face, as a result, is badly scarred. Fiona raids the pharmacy for pills. She thinks she sees the hooded figure who scarred Cordelia. Fiona stumbles into a room where a woman has just given birth to a stillborn baby, which is still in the room. Fiona brings the dead infant to the woman, telling her to hold her and talk to her. She tells the woman what to say to her. Fiona brushes her hand over the baby and the baby starts breathing. Hank makes it to Cordelia's bedside. He and Fiona fight with each other when a nurse starts to call security. Because Hank says to her that, pretty much you're a bad mom and you shouldn't, why the heck should you care? And Fiona be like, please, I can freaking smell the BS, the bullshit from you, okay? Don't be up here like you all had it, Nanny, when I know exactly what the heck you be doing on your business trip. So I'm like, oh, burn. So Fiona then gives him 15 minutes for Cordelia before she throws him out. Hank kneels by Cordelia's bedside and promises her he'll never leave. He takes her hand and she wakes up, has a vision of him having sex with Kaylee in his hotel room. So she lost her sight, but it looks like she gained another one. I'm like, oh, is she? My thing is, though, you're married to a witch. Her mama's a witch. Why the hell would you cheat on her? I'm just saying, would you want to really risk a woman and her mom who can literally probably make you disappear and nobody would ever know about it? They have magic powers. I would never cheat on a person like that. I'm just saying. I would never do it. Just saying. I might end up in the grave somewhere or a frog or something. Who knows? At the academy, the undead bodies are being burned. Fiona thanks Zoe for protecting the academy, and Laurie comes out to watch her dead daughters burn. The council returns and reviews Fiona's transgressions. They order that Fiona abdicated her supremacy. The council will rule until the new supreme reveals herself. Fiona refuses, then accuses Myrtle of the acid attack on Cordelia. Fiona sees Myrtle under the black hood in the hospital under a woozy flashback. She also accuses Myrtle of killing Madison, saying she was in town when it happened, surprising the council. Fiona reveals she and Spaulding had tracked down Myrtle under an alias in a hotel and found pictures of her taped up all over the walls with pentagrams drawn on them. Fiona shows them. Myrtle objects that Fiona has to be stopped and that they think that sounds like a confession. Fiona pulls off Myrtle's gloves to reveal her acid-burned hands. Celie and Quentin, both to burn the witch. The Coven and the council, dressed all in black, walk out to the quarry where Myrtle, dressed all in white, is roped to a stake. Myrtle is doused in gasoline and burnt. Back at the house, Queenie asks Fiona if she framed an innocent or guilty woman. It is revealed Queenie was standing around the corner as Fiona presents the case against Myrtle. At a key moment, Queenie dips her hand in a glass of acid. Fiona tells Queenie that nobody is innocent. Queenie thought they were going to oust Myrtle, not roast her. Queenie isn't sure she can live with it. Fiona then butters her up and tells her that she can teach her and help her build her powers and maybe become the first, supreme of color, the next supreme. So Queenie's like, oh, really? They need a woman like me up here. I'm like, oh, Lord. Oh, don't you love flattery? Up in his room, Spaulding prances around in his nightgown and douses the room with air freshener to mask the smell of the rotting Madison in his trunk. He tries to pull her out, but her arm comes off. I'm like, dude, it's rigor mortis. Come on now. At the quarry, Misty Day finds Myrtle charred corpse. She takes Myrtle's head in her hands and uses her powers. Myrtle's eyes open. So, obviously, we have Misty Day. So, obviously, if she ever gets to the academy, she could bring Madison back to life, and then all hell is gonna break loose if Misty comes to get Madison too. Woo, Fiona's gonna be in for a treat. But this episode was crazy. And I think Zoe might be the next Supreme. I'm guessing she might be the next Supreme. They said she has to be a person has to be in good health, so that leaves only Nan and Zoe. Only leaves those two, because we know it's not Madison. We know it's not Queenie. It has to be. It has to be those two. It has to be. So that was it for episode 5 of American Horror Story Coven, titled "Burn Witch Burn." Comment, rate, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think. And I'm gonna see you guys next Wednesday.